Hi, welcome to Home Farm. Today we're reviewing the EUKI Smart Doorbell.
So being a farmhouse, we have a long driveway with an entrance gate at the front. So for security reasons, we keep that gate closed. We wanted to place the doorbell at the gate because ultimately that's kind of what stops people from entering the property. And that's the point where we really need to know that people are there and they need to get hold of us or they want to enter.
And we wanted a camera so we can actually interact with whoever was at the gate. So we get a lot of deliveries. That's where our delivery boxes are. So if something is really big that doesn't fit in the box, it's really convenient for the delivery guys to actually just push the doorbell. We can see who it is and then we can actually come through and get the delivery from them. So the brand of the doorbell is EUKI, and I've actually been really impressed with it. We've been using it for a couple of weeks now. And the one thing that has really impressed me is the fact that when it actually streams from the SD card recordings, the actual transfer of video is very, very fast. It's not bitty at all. We have got other security cameras where that transfer of data can be a little bit slower, even when it's playing back from SD.
Yeah.
So that is one of the big points that I actually found very impressive about this particular camera.
Yeah, and I have to say that our other security cameras that we have around the property are hardwired, so they're actually powered by cable. And so I had much lower expectations of this doorbell because it doesn't have a single cable or wire going to it. It is literally just battery operated, which is really convenient. So it means that you don't have to drill any holes. You can just literally put it wherever you want it, which for us is fantastic. And so I didn't expect the quality to be very good. And so I was really impressed when you turned it on and you showed me the screen. I was like, wow, that's amazing. It was crystal clear. When someone does come, you're not kind of looking at pixelated kind of crummy pictures kind of going, who is that? You can actually really see them clear as day. And also if you wanted to see if they had an identification tag or an ID that you wanted to see, you can actually see it really clearly. So I was really impressed by that.
What's particularly useful about this doorbell is that it can identify people. That's quite important for us because we live on a country lane. There's constantly sheep and wildlife going past, so we don't want that to be activated all the time. So now if the postman comes or delivery or somebody else actually arrives at the gate, it can identify that as a person. It then sends us a notification. We can actually see who that is. The installation, you said, was really, really quick and easy. The only thing that you have to obviously bear in mind is it still needs Wi-Fi coverage. So you need to make sure that you actually put the camera where you've got sufficient Wi-Fi signal getting to it. The actual app walks you through that. So you can actually, as part of the installation, you can walk around with the actual device switched on. And it's basically constantly reading the actual Wi-Fi signal. Where we put it up, it was around 61%. And I've got to say, that's been ample for us.
It is quite a chunky little doorbell. I mean, it's not the smallest doorbell I've ever seen.
And it's got a bit of weight to it.
It does have a bit of weight. For us, that is absolutely brilliant because, living rurally and, everything's kind of really exposed. We're exposed to a lot of really strong weather. You can see it's quite blustery today. So in the winter we get some really heavy snow and winds and rain and all those kind of things. So we need stuff to be a little bit chunkier and more durable. So I would just check that if you are kind of more in a suburban, urban kind of area, just make sure it's the right size for where you want to put it. But for us, it's great, and it definitely feels like it's very kind of weatherproof, weather resistant, and it's going to last.
Yeah.
The one thing I would say though about it being a little bit chunkier is that the actual button itself to press the ring button is actually really nice and clear, and you can see it and you can't miss it. So it's not like a small kind of fiddly button. It is quite a big chunky one, which is just really nice because if you've got, especially if you're carrying stuff, you've got something in your hand, you want to just press. You just want to make sure you've made contact and it's done. It's actually pressed, and I think that's really nice. It's very slick though, isn't it? It looks slick.
And basically, when you push that button, the chime actually rings at the actual doorbell itself. And the unit itself comes with its own chime that you put inside the house. So if you don't have your phone with you, for example, and somebody does ring the bell and you are inside the house, you'll be able to hear that somebody is actually ringing the doorbell. It comes with 4 ringtone options. There are 2 kind of conventional ones, 2 slightly wacky ones. We'll play them now.
And the one that we chose was quite nice. It was just a simple ding dong.
Very standard.
Nothing offensive. And also just to mention that that chime, the box that you mentioned, also not wired, no cables at all, just the box, and you literally just plonk that wherever you want. So again, really flexible, nothing to install. no cabling, no DIYing, just really easy.
That's the only thing we needed to do, was to actually pair the chime with the actual doorbell itself. Quick and easy. What I really like about both the chime and the doorbell itself is they've both got rechargeable batteries on them. So, you know, you're not having to constantly replace batteries and send them to landfill. And I think that, I mean, the chime itself, I would imagine that 3 AAA batteries are going to last a really long time with that. And the actual doorbell itself, based on the literature, states that you'll probably get about 3 months worth of battery on unlimited usage. We're probably only getting about 3 or 4 visits a day. So I would imagine that's going to last probably a little bit longer than that. EUKI don't have their own app. They use an app called Cloud Edge. I've got to say, the actual app itself is really easy to use. It's quick to set up the actual camera. We're probably up and running within about 5 minutes. And you can actually set it up as a household, and transferring the actual My User account to your phone was really quick and easy. You got full access to that.
Yeah, I do.
So I actually found that the actual app structure and the way that it's actually formulated works particularly well.
Yeah, obviously you want everybody in your household to be able to access the doorbell to see, because you can't just have one person have that control because they might not be at home.
Yeah.
So it was really important to us that we could have it on as multiple devices. And I think also what's really has put us off before having these kind of doorbell, smart doorbells, has been the fact a lot of them come with subscriptions. So you actually have to pay monthly subscriptions. I don't think that a lot of people kind of really realize that when they actually sign up for these things, and think, oh wow, okay, now I've got to actually pay a monthly subscription on top of that. And we really didn't want to do that, because we don't want our data being shared with third parties that we don't know, and also we just don't want the monthly costs, ongoing costs of that. We kind of feel like it's just not appropriate for us. So this is really nice that we have full control over it. It's our data, it's our pictures, it's coming to us. We know where it's going. We can delete stuff, and we're not having to have that ongoing fees and costs associated with it.
And the other point relating to that is that we are in a rural setting. We don't have ultra-fast broadband. So when you've got a cloud subscription, that's obviously uploading all the time. Our upload speeds are pretty awful where we are. So we actually want to avoid all that kind of uploading. So this camera, it does offer you a cloud service as a paid service, but you don't have to use that at all.
Wow.
And the way that we've gone around that is that it takes a little micro SD card. That micro SD card, we put a 16 GB card in, and looking at the documentation, that's going to record for something like a year, constantly rewriting stuff. So you'll be able to build up more than enough storage just utilizing that particular card. It's also got a night mode. So basically what the camera does is, as soon as the sun starts to go down, it switches over to the infrared camera, and then it can actually start to record and transmit a picture or video back using the IR sensor. So we mentioned that the camera is waterproof. One of the biggest things obviously about cameras like this is theft. So they have actually integrated a bit of a theft feature with regards to this. It's got a little special screw underneath that basically screws in from the bottom that keeps the unit in place. So somebody's going to have to either come with that particular type screwdriver to try and get it off.
Unlikely.
Which is a bit of a hassle. Yes, you could probably try and pry it off if you're going to be a little bit vandalous about it.
But then you damage it anyway, and
you're going to damage it
to use.
And they've got an additional feature there where they've got a little nib at the back of the actual camera that as soon as that comes away, it sets off a siren. So if you are at home and you hear your siren just going off for no reason whatsoever, chances that somebody's fiddling with the actual unit itself, and that'll basically prompt your neighbors to go out and investigate what's going on.
Color-wise, does it come in different colors, or is it just the kind of dark grey that we've got?
As far as I'm aware, it only comes in the dark grey.
Okay, well, so it's nice though. It's neutral.
They might come out with different colors, who knows. It is available on Amazon, so we'll put the link in the description below. And you can see basically what other options it comes with. All in all, I've really been impressed with this camera. It has far exceeded our expectations.
Definitely.
I think that the actual setup was seamless, quick and easy.
Yeah.
The actual quality of the footage has been fantastic.
Yeah.
And there isn't actually anything that actually can find to actually fault on this camera.
I think it's affordable. I agree with you. It completely went beyond my expectations of it. It's nice and chunky, feels durable. I feel confident leaving it out there in all the weather. And I feel like it's going to last us a long time. And I feel like it's just really helped us, now have access, or people have access to us when they need to have access to us. So it really is a game changer with regards to that. So I'm really pleased with it. And I would definitely be very happy to recommend it to friends and family.
So I hope that you have found this video useful and interesting. If you did, as always, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button below, and we'll see you on our next video. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.